So you want to know what pigments, what paints, what brands to use for painting with knives. Something like this. Let's go. So these are all my colors, and I want to walk you through what is there, what is available, and how to make decisions on what colors do you need for painting with acrylics. These are made in Spain. They are my go-to paints for large palette knife paintings where I just use massive amounts of color. These smaller tubes are professional colors that I take along with me when I travel, so they are a lot less, and of course it's just lighter. You have something called graduate or Sennelier abstract value for money, okay? It's not professional range. I would much prefer the Sennelier abstract over Daler Rowney's graduate acrylics, but that's, your choice. It doesn't matter. Try them out. Phthalo blue. So phthalocyanin is a pigment that I'm confident to use. It almost doesn't matter what brand it comes in, because that has a high tinting strength, meaning even just a tiny bit, even if they don't fill it up with pigments, I know it will modify another mixture called PBO. It's a French brand, I think, made in China. Cryla in a bigger tub. So once you get to know your pigments and you realize what is it that you like to work with, then you can start buying bigger tubs. Then there are your local brands. If you are in England, there is something called Jackson's Art. They sell very nice colors as well. And in the US, you will have different brands, in France, in Germany, wherever you go. Now, the most important thing is you need to pick one of your yellows, one of your reds, and one of your blues. Okay, so as for yellows, these are all the variations. Here you can see that's a lemon yellow, okay? That's a very light lemon yellow. This one is even lighter. This one, cadmium gelb. Okay, so it is light cadmium lemon yellow, primary yellow, cadmium yellow, dark yellow ochre. It is a yellow. If you dilute it with water, it is quite a nice, warm, gentle yellow. Okay, these are the yellows. Now let's do the red pile. Okay, this is cadmium red deep. Cadmium red deep from Sennelier, a carmine red permanent rose from Daler Rowney, or there is magenta from Panoncolor. Here is crimson alizarin hue, which is a mixture. So when it says hue, it means that they substituted at least one other pigment, sometimes many, like here, this is a mixture, for a very expensive pigment or one that is not stable enough. Like alizarin crimson is my absolute favorite color, but unfortunately it is fugitive, which means it disappears from the painting. Now, as for the blue, you could start, as I said, the phthalo blue is always a solid, almost like a primary blue. Or you could go with a cobalt blue. This is a different one. Series D, meaning this is quite an expensive paint. Then you could use the good old ultramarine blue. This was a breakthrough pigment in Impressionism because until they discovered this color, they basically had to import very expensive lapis lazuli from the Middle East. And then we have something interesting here. This one says cerulean, but if you flip it around, it actually shows you that it's a mixture. I like to mix my own pigments, and the same issue with this. It says cyan blue. Problem is that yes, it has my favorite PB153 in there, but it also has white in it. I like to regulate how light or dark my colors are by myself. But if that's what you need to use in quantities, then you buy them. I would much rather go with single pigments because anything that is a mixture, you lose vibrancy. Every single time you add another pigment to your colors, to the mixture that you mix on the palette, you are losing the vibrancy of the color. So that's my red pile, this is my yellow pile, that's my blue pile. you can use any one of these blues, any one of these yellows, and any one of these reds and start creating with them. What you need on top of this, white. Make sure that you have a good titanium white to start with. And now, let me talk to you about the surface. This is a canvas board. So it's actual canvas that has been glued onto a very thick board. So if you buy canvas boards, make sure you buy a stack of them, because you are going to get used to that particular size. These all behave differently, okay? So your paper will behave differently from your canvas board and from the actual canvas. Another thing that I recommend is just to invest in a nice big wad of watercolor paper that is thick enough to take your palette knife marks, because you will be sometimes initially you will be working with some water, and this is what you need to watch out for. 300 grams per square meter or 140 pounds. This is the minimum that you want to get. If you are looking at the surface, I like what it says NOT, not. This has a bit of a texture, but also it is strong enough to handle paint. If this number is any higher than this, it's even better.